Ever been on a date you wished you could just disappear from? Well, this one was supposed to be a disaster, but it turned into a story that changed two lives forever. So don't scroll away, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see people and love. It started on a rainy Thursday night in downtown Chicago, the kind of night where the city lights looked blurred through raindrops on taxi windows. Ethan Blake adjusted his tie nervously, his reflection in the restaurant's glass door staring back like a stranger. He hated blind dates. His best friend, Jason, had insisted, "She's incredible, man. You need this. You've been alone too long." Ethan wasn't sure what incredible meant anymore. His last relationship had ended 2 years ago, leaving him cautious, tired, and a little numb. He wanted to believe in connection again, but it felt like something people talked about in movies, not real life. The hostess led him to a quiet corner table, where soft jazz played and candles flickered in crystal holders. He checked his phone, 7:03 p.m. She was late. He exhaled, fiddling with the napkin, ready to text Jason and make an excuse. That's when he heard the sound of wheels gently brushing against the tile floor. A woman entered, in a sleek black dress that fell just above her knees, her long brown hair cascading over one shoulder. Her hands guided a wheelchair with practiced grace. She looked calm, confident, and beautiful, but when her eyes lifted toward him, Ethan froze. She smiled gently. "Ethan?" He blinked, startled. "Yes, that's me. I'm Lily," she said, extending her hand. "It's really nice to meet you." For a moment, Ethan's brain scrambled for words. He hadn't been told, hadn't expected this. His reaction must have shown because she chuckled softly. "You weren't expecting a wheelchair, were you?" He flushed. "No, I mean, sorry, that sounded rude. Jason didn't mention." "It's okay," Lily said, saving him from his own fumbling. "People rarely do. But don't worry, I don't bite." Her smile was disarming, warm, and something about her tone loosened the tightness in his chest. Dinner began awkwardly. Ethan tried to make small talk about the food, the weather, work, but Lily seemed to sense his discomfort. Finally, she said, "You work in architecture, right? You design buildings?" "Yeah," he nodded, grateful for the topic. "Mostly office complexes and residential projects." "That's impressive," she said sincerely. "You build things people live their lives in. That's powerful." He smiled faintly. "And you?" "Jason didn't say much about what you do." Lily paused, her fingers brushing the rim of her glass. "I run a company," she said finally. "Tech development and accessibility design. We build software that helps people with physical limitations navigate digital spaces." Ethan blinked. "Wait, so you're the CEO?" She nodded modestly. "Something like that." Her humility surprised him. But as the night unfolded, so did she. Lily spoke about her passion for creating technology that empowered people like her, those whose bodies had betrayed them but whose spirits refused to surrender. Halfway through the evening, the waiter accidentally bumped into Lily's wheelchair, spilling wine on her lap. He panicked, apologizing profusely. Lily only smiled. "It's fine, really. It's just fabric." Ethan noticed how she comforted him, not the other way around. That small act struck something in him, a quiet kind of strength that didn't need to be loud to be seen. After dinner, he offered to walk her out, umbrella in hand. Outside, rain still fell in soft silver streaks. As they waited for her driver, Ethan turned to her. "Can I ask what happened? If that's not too personal." She hesitated, then nodded. "Car accident. 4 years ago. I was 28. Doctors said I'd never walk again. For a long time, I believed them." "But you didn't give up," Ethan said quietly. Lily looked at him, eyes glistening under the streetlights. "I almost did. But then I realized, walking isn't the only way to move forward." That sentence lingered in his heart long after the car took her away. They texted after that night. Then they called. Slowly, Ethan's walls began to crumble. He found himself looking forward to her messages, her humor, her honesty, her fearless acceptance of herself. Yet deep down, a fear gnawed at him. Would she ever want someone like me? Someone who once couldn't even look past a wheelchair? Weeks later, Lily invited him to her office. "There's something I want to show you," she said. When he arrived, he was stunned. Her company headquarters wasn't some sterile tech building, it was alive, filled with laughter, creativity, and people from every walk of life. One room had developers in wheelchairs coding side by side with engineers using speech recognition. Another room was testing an app that could allow paralyzed users to control household devices with their eyes. Lily wheeled over to him, eyes sparkling. "This is what I meant. Walking isn't the only way to move forward." He looked around, moved beyond words. "You built this." She shrugged lightly. "With people who believed they could still matter." For a long moment, Ethan just watched her, this woman who had every reason to be bitter but instead had chosen to become a light. And in that instant, he knew, the accident hadn't taken her power. It had only revealed it. That night, over coffee in her office, he asked, "Do you ever wish things were different?" Lily smiled faintly. "Every day. But wishing doesn't change reality. Gratitude does. Because if my life hadn't changed, I might never have seen the world this way." Then she looked at him, her voice soft but steady. "And I wouldn't have met you." He froze, emotions flooding his chest. "Lily." She reached for his hand. "Thank you for seeing me, Ethan." "Not the chair. Me." His throat tightened. "You have no idea how much that means to hear." The city lights outside painted soft gold against the windows. In that quiet, he realized something he hadn't known before. Love isn't about perfection or pity. It's about seeing someone when the rest of the world looks away. Months passed. Lily's company launched a breakthrough product, a voice command interface that went viral worldwide. She became a symbol of strength and innovation, her story inspiring millions. Yet through it all, she remained humble, grounded, and warm. Ethan stood beside her at the press conference, not as her date but as her partner, her equal. When a reporter asked Lily how she'd found the courage to keep going, she smiled toward Ethan and said, "Because someone reminded me that I didn't have to walk to stand tall."